Hi, I'm Karen Sadvari. I'm the associate pastor here at Community Church. And not too long ago, we looked at the story of Naaman the Syrian, that very important general who had a skin condition that could have invalidated him to serve the king in the way that he did. And so his servant girl, who had been captured from Israel, she sent him to Israel to see the prophet Elisha. Now, there is a lot in Scripture that warns us against arrogance. But Naaman clearly hadn't read that, because when he went to Elisha's house, he made a show of it. He had horses and chariots and gold and silver as gifts and changes of clothing, all meant to impress. And he showed up at Elisha's house, which I have to assume is a fairly humble dwelling, with all this power and glory. And we'll just note that Elisha did heal him, but not the way that he wanted to. But I want to focus on the idea that too often we want to make a show. We want to either make a show of our faith, to make a show of our intelligence. We want to knock people over with how good or how important we are. But we are called to be humble. And Naaman learned a lot from the most humble people in his story. He benefited from the humility of the servant girl, who, even though she had been captured perhaps by Naaman or his men, she still offered help to Naaman. And he benefited from the humility of his servants, who dared to say to him, "But if you had been given something hard to do, wouldn't you have done it?" And so, after being healed, he learned a little, and he learned that God was the only God that there is. And I have to think that he no longer made such a show when he needed help, but he accepted his need, and he benefited from that acceptance. Go in peace.